Hey guys, it's Mark and Adam with Hawkeye. We're here, I believe this is the last installment.
The last planned installment.
The last planned installment of getting into the Three Gun Nation business match, whatever you're
Dispelling of Three Gun Nation myths to the world.
That's right. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the rules of the game and some other things like ammunition and scoring and things like that. But we're not going to go too deep in the weeds. The purpose of the rules, according to Rob Romero, is
to protect you from the ROs.
Right.
Basically.
Take the judgments out of the calls.
Take the judgment out of the calls.
Yep.
And there's just what happened and what didn't happen, and they assign a point value to that.
So, first things first, you're responsible for reading the rules. In fact, when you sign up for the match, you're essentially saying you're responsible for reading all the rules. So go to Three Gun Nation.
It's in the rules.
It's in the rules. Yeah. So go to Three Gun Nation, and over on the very top right corner of the website is the rules link, and go check that out. I did a little brief summation here of a few things that we wanted to call out, and we're going to kind of go from there. But really, all of this is about directing you to reading the rules yourself. So, Three Gun Nation rules. It is your responsibility to read and understand the rules set forth by Three Gun Nation and agree to the subject to these rules while participating in any three-gun event. Three Gun Nation matches are all cold ranges. They define that as essentially no ammunition meets no guns anywhere unless the RO tells you to. Seem reasonable?
That means no carry guns.
No carry guns as well. Yeah, very good. They will provide safe areas. So when available, safe areas will be clearly marked with signs, and unloaded firearms may be handled and or displayed in safe areas only. So you're not supposed to be bagging and unbagging guns and showing them to your buddies and doing administrative manipulation away from the safety table. Very simple stuff. A couple things I thought were interesting. They're a little different than what I've seen before, is the abandoned firearms and grounded firearms definitions.
Yes, Three Gun Nation separates those two definitions into two different things. Seems complicated, but actually when you think about them, it's pretty simple.
No, it's cool because they don't penalize you nearly as badly as you would be in an outlaw match for this, what it looks like. So essentially they define an abandoned firearm as being left in a location before another firearm is discharged, and a grounded firearm is after. And the only real difference with that is that you can retrieve a grounded firearm in either condition, but you're assessed a 5-second penalty if you take a shot with the next gun after grounding it, abandoning it. Excuse me.
Correct.
So that's pretty cool. The other thing you can do in a Three Gun Nation match is you can reholster your pistol hot.
Yes.
And so that gives you the option. It might change a few things the way you do things. You want to be careful though, because now you have a hot gun. So
that is extras for experts. It's never required.
Yep.
That's something we should point out. It's never required that you hot holster your pistol, but it is your option if you see an advantage to doing so. You want to use it later. Because there are some stages or parts of stages that are open to interpretation. So if you want to reuse a pistol, that is your option. There is always a supplied dump barrel or two or three that you can abandon the pistol.
So, and a couple things with reholstering your pistol, that means if you go prone, now you have a hot pistol, DQ. And if you leave one bay to go to another for any reason as a course of fire, that gun can't be loaded. So there's a couple of things to keep in mind there. There's definitely big boy rules.
Oh yeah, and if you do it wrong, it's your leg that's getting shot. So,
that's right.
So don't, if you're at all not comfortable with it,
don't do it.
Don't do it.
So that takes us, those are all just the basic safety rules. I mean, the 180 and all the things that you're used to from other matches all apply, all the same. These are just a couple of slight variations which really make it easier for you not to get DQ'd. You'll be penalized, but you won't be booted, and that's key.
If you don't do something that's dangerous to yourself, dangerous to others, you will not be DQ'd from the match.
Which means you get to keep playing, which is very, very cool. So now we're talking. Adam's going to go over a little bit of the match scoring and some of the differences there.
Well, the main difference in match scoring between Three Gun Nation matches and other outlaw matches in the country, especially ones that we're used to locally here up in the Midwest, instead of time plus with points, where the stage has an amount of points, whoever wins that stage gets all of the points, and then everybody gets a fraction of those points. Instead, Three Gun Nation runs on total match time. So metaphorically, they're handing you a stopwatch, and they start it every time you start shooting, and they stop it every time you stop shooting. The compilation of all those times is your match score.
Right.
So as that translates to you as a shooter, what that means to you is, generally speaking, penalties hurt less. Failures to neutralize, procedurals, failures to engage, they hurt less than they do in a time plus points match. But if you have a terrible stage, if you just have a terrible equipment malfunction, or you just if you just totally go off the rails, that is going to hurt you a lot more in a three-gun nation match than it would at a time plus points match, because you're able to recover the points in other stages, or you're only taking a loss on that one stage where you're going to carry that loss with you through in total time.
So we'd be remiss at this point if we didn't mention the one thing, especially for the new shooters: ammunition.
Yes, ammunition. Basically, all the three guns, there's minimum caliber size, so we're at 9mm for the pistols, .223 for the rifles, and 20 gauge for the shotguns. No incendiary tracer ammunition, nothing explosive, anything like that. Primarily what we're concerned about is steel core in the rifles. That 62 grain green tip stuff, can't bring that because that damages the targets.
Yep.
Same thing with steel shot in the shotguns, or non-toxic shot. I mean, we need soft lead shot that's going to spall when it hits steel. Otherwise, that is a safety risk, and that will get you DQ'd.
Yeah.
Shot in the shotgun has to be number 5 or smaller.
All right.
So that's 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yep.
So you can bring some spicy meatballs if you want for the shotgun.
You sure can.
Yeah.
Slugs have to be under 1.5 ounces. And that's about it. As long as it's safe. I mean, you can use steel case, all that stuff. That's fine. But steel core ammo, it's not okay. And then anything exotic that's going to light stuff on fire or damage the targets, so not okay.
All right, guys. So we gave you just enough of the rules to hopefully inspire you to go and read them yourself, get to know them, and/or potentially take the RO class we have on April 2nd, right
2nd.
Before the big match here in Minnesota. So once you kind of familiarize yourself with the rules, become a member of Three Gun Nation, register for your regional, whether it's here in the Midwest or somewhere else. Familiarize yourself with the paper because you are responsible for it. We are offering an RO class here in Minnesota April 2nd, as we said, if you want to get a little deeper into this and become a more useful member of our little society of three gunners.
Yep.
And we'll go from there. So we hope you all learned a little something, and we'll see you on the range.